somewhere along the line, we lost our sense and our feel of what it is to be one nation under God, indivisible. Because if you want to talk about how our nation's being divided, that's a real easy one, between sick people who can't get help and sick people who can get help. Now, I live in a community where everyone is uninsured. In our community, one thing that bothers me over and over again is how many people have gotten used to being sick. They don't know what it's like to be in robust health. They just carry on, and they kind of have the idea that, well, this is life. You know, and I don't know what to say to people. They come to my office with their faith broken because they went to the physician whom they trusted, and the doctor, his first question was not, how are you, or what can I do to help you, but do you have any money? And it's all about money. It's all about money.
There was no houses in back, and the streets.
Joe and Andrea Gallegos, they're a wonderful, joyful couple from the parish who live just 2 blocks down from us. Hard workers. They have a nice home. They live in a very nice home.
About to put another room, a bedroom for us now that the kids are getting older and older. They want their, privacy. They want their own rooms and stuff.
Like so many people in our area, they're barely making their payments. But they watch their expenses and they hold their breaths.
Everything came down when they told me I had cancer. We tried to go to Houston.
They wanted $44,000 down before he walked in the door.
So expensive.
And we had to pay everything out of pocket.
Money to me doesn't grow on trees.
They did some jumping through hoops, and by the grace of God, he did get into the first stages of treatment, which is radiation and chemo. But 6 months into the treatment, the doctors called him in and said that unless Andrea and Joe could come up with $135,000 or $150,000, some enormous amount of money, that they were going to suspend the treatments, even though they weren't finished. And Andrea said, I looked at the guy, I said, you mean you just stop these treatments even though they're working? And he said, yeah, unless you can come up with that money, we're not going to do it.
People out here, some making minimum wage. Now people like that worry about life, bills, kids, school. And it doesn't get any easier.
This is my second job to help pay for Joe's bills, medical bills. We had to pay for his radiation, they financed that. But we have to pay for his lab work, those monthly installments, office visits, CAT scans.
I don't want to see his children see what that cancer could do to him. And I don't think $130,000 is too much to pay for a man's dignity.
When people see your story, what do you want them to see?
Well, a working man that never gave up. And now he fought all his life. And he still now keeps on fighting for his life now. With hope and faith. And keep going, I guess.
El Señor esté con ustedes. Levantemos el corazón. I think in church language it's a sin. It's an unforgivable sin. One, that we can take care of people and we won't. And secondly, that we can take care of people and we don't want to. And if you open your scripture any place you want, you will find that the poor are the blessed of God. The poor are the preferred by the Lord. The Lord blesses the nation that takes care of its poor. Todo honor y toda gloria por los siglos de los siglos. Amen. If Jesus had had the really bad luck to have been born in South Texas in 2006 as a child of a carpenter and happened to fall down and break his arm, he wouldn't be treated as a human being. He would be treated as a burden to the state. Tú nunca solo estás, contigo por el camino, Santa María.